request from the late Chebukati's dad, who wants to just greet us from where he is, because he actually got discharged from hospital today, and it would be unfair if we don't give him an opportunity just to, I wish there was a mic to give to him there, or they can wheel him so that he, he'll be given a mic from there, just to greet us briefly, and then.
Nitasema Kiluya au Kikenya ndio Kiswahili na Kiingereza. Napenda kwa watu wote wanaumbwa na Mungu, na mimi ndio Wafula Chebukati. Huyu mama huyu jina yake Joina Wafula Chebukati. Huyu mtoto wetu wa kwanza ni mtoto mzuri. Nitafata kwa hiyo kumsalamia nyinyi wote, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Nashukuru Mungu akimchukua, anajua mahali anaenda kumuweka, na mimi na mama tutafata. Kwa hivyo sina mengi, ni hayo tu. Asante.
Asante sana. Asante sana kwa salamu. At this juncture, I will be calling the immediate family, Emmanuel, Jonathan, of course, Rachel, together with Mama Mary. If you could just come to the podium here, give your tributes, and then from there we will listen to the word of God and we will proceed with the service.
All protocols observed. Good morning once again. This is a tribute to my father. No one can mess with me when I'm in my bullfighting hat. These are my father's words spoken to me on the last full day we spent together. I just come back from Bilbao in Spain, where I was attending a conference. And I came back with a hat, an authentic Spanish hat that they wear during bullfighting competitions there. So when I gave him the hat, I put it on his head, and he immediately said to me, "I feel like a bullfighter already." And then he went on to say, "Nobody can mess with me when I'm in my bullfighting hat." That was the Chebukati you knew, and that was the Chebukati the world knew. A man you couldn't mess with. But through my eyes and through the eyes of the family members seated here, you will see him as simply the best father, husband, brother that you could ever have. It is said that if you think Chebukati is tough and doesn't smile, then you don't know Chebukati. In my formative years, my father instilled in me a sense of responsibilities. While growing up in Nyali together, in Mombasa, he entrusted me with the responsibility of managing staff salaries and other procurement matters. Each month I would prepare a budget, present it to him for approval, collect the funds, disburse the funds, and ensure that everybody appended their signature to confirm receipt of the funds. To him, it wasn't just about the arithmetic. It was about the understanding of the value of labor and the dignity of fairness. These skills would later prove invaluable in my career. And this was my dad, the nurturer. On to high school, and it was just the two of us in Mombasa in a large 6-bedroom mansion. The rest of the family had since moved to Nairobi, but my dad had stayed behind to allow me to complete my studies. It was a special chapter in our lives, and we settled into a routine. Takeout became our staple. Monday tulikuwa tunakula mabakio ya Sunday. Tuesday tunakula terrific Tuesday pizza, the one that comes on offer. Wednesday there was tikka at the golf club. We would go and do takeout there. Eventually we realized that this is unsustainable, and we decided to teach ourselves how to cook. He would occasionally bring back mudfish from South Coast, where he had a client, and I would experiment to try and make this fish taste nice. For those who know mudfish, perhaps Speaker, you might know, it is quite frankly the most horrible fish you can ever eat in this world. But together we made a meal out of it, and he would cook ugali and I would cook the fish. But the point was never the meals. The point was the conversations that we shared over dinner every night. This was his way of guiding me. It was never forceful, but gentle, trusting, and with room for me to grow into my own choices. And this was my dad, the companion. Driving was another bond we shared. It started in Mombasa, where I often chauffeured him to his meetings. And over time, I became the designated family driver, much to the displeasure of my two older siblings seated here. Together, we traveled thousands of kilometers, Mombasa to Nairobi, Kitale, Njoro, and the Great Rift Valley. He was always in the passenger seat, guiding me with his steady voice. Of course, the road trips weren't without their hiccups. Whenever I hit a pothole too hard or took a turn too fast, my mother would grumble from the back seat, but he would always defend me and say, "Leave him alone. If I was driving, it would be much, much worse." And that was my dad, the unwavering supporter, a believer in my dreams. Later, I joined USIU Africa for a degree in applied computer technology. Upon graduation, I immediately secured an internship and then a job. However, when I sat down with him one evening at the Royal Golf Club's 19th hole, and Your Excellency, PCS might advise you what the 19th hole is all about, I told him I was resigning for my job. Initially, he was annoyed. He was wondering, how dare you resign before you get a new job? But when I told him I was going to pursue a master's degree, he lit up and the concern went away. He immediately supported me, buying me an air ticket, preparing my school fees, and giving me my blessing, giving me his blessing. This was my dad, a champion of continuous learning. While at Carnegie Mellon, he kept close tabs on me, regularly popping in during his work trips. He was proud of me when I was elected to serve as vice president of the Student Guild, and I was sworn into office the same day he assumed office as chairperson of IABC, and coincidentally the same day that President Donald Trump assumed office as President of the United States. Perhaps there's some similarity there. One time when he and my mother visited, he asked me to invite a few friends over, and 15 people showed up. They all wanted to see Chairman, and they were from all different nationalities at the university. Later in life, when he completed his term in office, they gifted him a stick